Welcome back to the Après Business Podcast. Join your host, Rebecca Babicz, founder of Fall Line Digital, as we dive deeper than ever into conversations with the founders, marketers, and innovators shaping the outdoors. Let's jump into today's episode.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Après Business Podcast. I'm so excited for today's episode. Today, I'm joined by Lisa Gilliland from Title IX. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
So excited to have you here. So tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, I am the manager of community at Title IX. I run all of the fun stuff here. I get to run our ambassador and influencer programs. I work with our incredible women-owned businesses, our movers and makers. I put on our Pitch Fest event for female founders. And then I also get to work with our women-led nonprofits. Final piece of my daily puzzle is owning our partnerships. So whether that be with youth sports teams or Girls on the Run or basketball, we were the Seattle Storm sponsor last year. So I get to be out in the world, showing up where Title IX is, finding our community, and really just bringing her into the T9 fam.
Okay, so I love this. You started at Title IX as an intern, right?
I did almost exactly 7 years ago. Anniversary is coming up in April. I don't think I've told you this story before. I actually was a daycare teacher. I love kids, and I used to go for a run every day at lunchtime right here in the Bay Area, running through the streets of Emeryville. And I would run past this park, and there was always a group of women, 15 to 20 women, doing a strength workout or doing some burpees, and they just looked like they were having the best time. And I was like, I gotta find that gym, join that class. So finally one day I went up to one woman and I was just like, how can I become a part of this workout? Like, this is my jam. And they said, oh, we work at Title IX just across the street. This is just our lunchtime workout. I was like, wait, you're telling me I can get paid to work out? Okay. So I went on the job board that day. I was in my mid-20s, so I wasn't your kind of conventional intern just out of college or anything like that. But I hopped into the internship program. And at the time, there actually was no community role at Title IX. So I came in and I got to work with Molly Hanks, who's one of our merchants. My main focus was our Pitch Fest Outdoor Edition. At the time, it was our second annual. And this year, we're coming up on our ninth annual. So that has been that was the starting point of my career here at Title IX. And I'm so glad I finally asked those women how I could join their workout, because that really changed everything for me.
Oh my gosh, that is the best story ever. And also, I love that you were a teacher, a daycare teacher before this. Like, you have that personality.
Yes.
I think that's so fun. That's literally like the best story ever. So cool. Okay, let's define all the fun stuff. What does success look like in each one of those different buckets that you outlined?
At Title IX, we are still privately held and mission driven. So my work is really to bring our mission to life outside of these four walls. So at the end of the day, success is getting more women outside, helping her find her way, whether that's connecting her with this right sports bra or gear that she needs, whether that's finding a community of runners or climbers or moms who are doing something similar to her to just help her feel inspired to get out there, whether that's putting together a retail event and partnering with our incredible retail stores and managers to create that space for women to come in. Really, at the end of the day, all we want is for women to know that they are welcome in the outdoors, and that doesn't matter what level of skill they're at or whether they're a first time, dog walker or runner. I'm not a runner. If I go out and run a mile, that's just as amazing as my colleague who crushes her 100 Ks regularly. And that's really what we want, is for women to know that the outdoors is a space for all, and that hopefully they can take our great gear with them, of course. And if not us, we want to help them find another women-owned brand that will really get them fired up to go outside.
I love this. I love this so much. And let's back up one layer of the onion. Let's take like one step back. Tell me more about Title IX. You guys have your own product line, but then you're also a
Mhm.
retailer, which I think is really
Yes.
unique and different.
Mhm.
Tell me all about Title IX, who started it, how it kind of connects to the Title IX law,
Yep.
and I think I have this right in my notes, but 1997, 1998?
1989. Last
1989.
two numbers are split. So we've
My
been in business over
dyslexia.
35 years. You're spot on, so close. No, so Missy Park, our founder, who is in the building today, she is still here. She is still the owner and the CEO. She is our North Star. And you know she's here because her laugh echoes throughout the entire Bay Area when she's here. So Missy Park started Title IX in 1989 in her, basement or garage of her house. And really, there was a few reasons she started it. Yes, we are named after the legislation that allowed for women's equality in sports in college. Missy was able to play collegiate basketball at Yale when she was in school as a result of the passing of Title IX. And she wanted to create a place, a community, a product, an opportunity for women to be able to also go out and play their sport or move their bodies, because we all know we can move just as well as men. Um, and the other reason is that Missy realized very quickly that she does not do well with having a boss. She does not like having someone to report to. It does not fit who she is. And so she was like, hey, I see a gap in the industry. I see a need. She needed it. Her teammates needed it. One of my favorite Missy stories about the beginning of Title IX is that she went out there and she thought, I'm going to sell sports gear. Now, if you head to Title IX today, you're not going to see a lot of sports gear. You're going to see apparel and gear to help women go outside and adventure. But at the time, she thought, I'm going to sell basketballs and I'm going to sell sports bras. So she had her friends come out and did a photo shoot with all her best friends, right? And she had a storage unit full of basketballs and she had a couple boxes of sports bras. They printed out a catalog and sent it out to, not entirely sure, thousands of folks, maybe 5,000 people. They printed the middle of the catalog upside down. So, that was her first fast fail. And she got, I think she said about 15 orders in that first send, right? And of those 15 orders, five of them weren't her family and friends. But none of those orders were basketballs. All of them were sports bras. So she jokes that she still has a storage unit somewhere full of basketballs. But what that taught her, what that showed her was that women needed sports bras. Women needed gear because what were they wearing when they were playing sports before Title IX? There weren't a lot of options. Now, thankfully, you can head online and you can find gear for women. It's not always made by women, though, right? So that's really one thing that sets Title IX apart. And as you mentioned, we carry 50% of the gear that we design and develop in-house with our all-female design team that's here right now, working with our fit models or getting color swatches, designing prints. We do all of that ourselves, and we work directly with our factory partners, many of which are women-led as well. In our ideal world, all of our supply chains would be 100% women. And so we really strive for that. But then we also have this amazing opportunity to carry product from other brands. And that's really a large part of my job is finding and working with these women-owned businesses, big or small. A lot of them are in the same place Missy was over 35 years ago, where they're one woman teams. They have an incredible idea. They know there's a need out there, but maybe they just need a little bit of support, or they need a wholesale partner like Title IX who can say, hey, let us carry your product and help you get introduced to hundreds of thousands of new customers. Because at the end of the day, our secret sauce is not that you only buy Title IX, it's that you buy women-owned gear made by women for women so that you are geared up and outfitted to go do the best that you can do at whatever it is you're choosing to do.
Okay, so I love this because it's full on abundance mindset, right? Like I'm like, there's no scarcity mindset. There's enough market
Absolutely
for
not.
all of these women's and women
Mhm.
and all of these brands to succeed. But it is so fascinating because you literally you carry products that directly compete with Title IX products.
We sure do.
And tell me about that. Tell me
Yeah,
like for anybody who's listening and is like, what do you mean you sell competitor products on your
right,
website? Like,
right.
does
Yeah,
that,
and we
I
don't we
mean, I
don't
think
view
most
them
people
as
could be like
competitors.
complementary products. That makes sense. Like they come on to the website and, we own this category, but then we kind of fill with these
Hmm.
other gaps. But tell me
Hmm.
about, tell me about that.
Yeah, there's a few strategies there. I would say, we learned very quickly that we're not the best at everything. We're the best at a few things. We're amazing at curating the best assortment of gear. We're all gear users. but we don't have a huge team. You'd be surprised to know there's only a little over 60 people here at our headquarters. So we're not the biggest company around, but we know that by bringing in companies from all over the world, we have partners in other countries too. Not only are we increasing our assortment, but we're also accessing their communities. So one of the biggest successes with something like our Pitch Fest, which we'll touch on later, I'm sure, but I'll use the example of the gals from Scenic. They spent so much time and energy designing the coolest hiking pant. We have some amazing hiking pants. That is a category we are very, very good at, but theirs was different. Theirs was a slightly different style, a different vibe, and it came with their fresh energy and excitement and their community. And so by bringing them on board at Title IX, yes, you can buy your classic hiking pant from Title IX. And in that same purchase, you can also support Scenic and get their kind of more trendy hiking pant. And then you can say, oh my gosh, Title IX has this amazing swimwear. And swimwear is tricky, right? We've all got different shapes and sizes of bodies and different needs and what we want. If you want an amazing print, check out Title IX suits. But maybe you want something a little bit more classic and elegant. That's where our September or our Saturday swim, where also some of our movers and makers come in with these elegant, timeless pieces. And oftentimes these other brands that we're carrying, we don't see them as competitors at all, right? We see them as people that fit right into our assortment and elevate it and make it even better because we're great at prints. We don't focus that much on solids all the time, or we're amazing at certain styles of swim, but we don't do a lot of seamless. So having that kind of breadth of the assortment allows any woman who comes to our site to say, wow, I really like this print, but I also really want to try this higher waisted seamless style. Or I love that this hiking pant has these extra pockets, but I also want to try this hiking pant that runs a little bit more slim to my body. And so it's really, if you look deeply at the assortment of our product on our site, there are key differences on the products. But we also, like I said, just think that what makes us really unique is having all these other brands. You can go just to one site and just see swimwear from one brand. But when you come to Title IX, you get Carve, you get September, you get Saturday Swim, you get Nani, and you get Title IX. So why not?
I love it. I love it. So it's basically what I was saying, but I was almost saying yeah, you have hiking gear, but then you're going to go find somebody who does ski gear. You're like, well, we have hiking gear and this is our style.
Mm-hmm.
But now we also have these trendy style, more modern style, more classic
Exactly.
style, more edgy
It
style. So
complements
it's
our
like,
assortment.
yeah,
Mhm.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, a great
It's-
example is Wild Rye, mountain biking, right? Cassie, when she started Wild Rye, it was all about mountain biking. We know our community loves to mountain bike. That's one of Missy's favorite things to do outside. We have never designed anything specifically for mountain biking. But when we got connected with Wild Rye, we were like, that's it. That's perfect. You are the specialist in technical mountain biking gear, and we are amazing at selling mountain biking gear. So why not bring the two worlds together and just make magic? And honestly, increasing the movers and makers, our women-owned businesses, and inviting them in through Pitch Fest and other channels has only really elevated Title IX. I don't think there's ever been a single partnership where we felt like has detracted from our existence. It just makes us really special.
I love that so much. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about movers and makers for a second because you
Mhm.
just brought that up.
Yeah.
Who and then I'm also like, let's draw a circle around Lisa's role. And I'm like, that's so much, but I'm curious like where you spend your time or like between partnerships and community and
Mhm.
ambassador and events and like PR and let's dissect your big circle of that is your all the fun things job.
Yes. I mean, I do all of it all the time. When I started, my main focus was our movers and makers and Pitch Fest. So again, when I'm talking about our movers and makers, for folks at home, those are our female founders, our women-led businesses. We have a whole site experience at title9.com where you can search through all of our women-owned partners. We rotate who we spotlight based on the season, but for them as small businesses, it's really exciting, or we hope it is. I've heard it is to see their name pop up on a bigger site like Title IX. So when I first was here, my first couple of years, that was really all I did was focus on these women and understand what do small women-owned businesses need. And that has ended up coming into play in the growth of Pitch Fest, how we've expanded that program specifically, and when I talk about Pitch Fest, it's not a 1 or 2 day event. It is a year-round program. We are never not supporting them. I had a call with our movers and makers this morning. So every other week we hop on a call and I understand what their needs are. From all of the learnings of this, we have grown our mover maker programming to include our new Trailblazer program, which is a program that connects women-owned businesses with a female sales rep in the outdoor industry. So,
Cool.
so often, one of the biggest pain points for women owned businesses is access to more wholesale channels. When you think about a sales rep who might be going to trade shows or even old school going door to door to stores and saying, hey, carry this product, a lot of them are men. And it's really hard for men to truly understand why a great sports bra is important. Even the best of men, right? It just doesn't land as well as having a woman talk about it and go and sell that product. And so we heard year over year from women, we're just struggling to get representation in the outdoor space. There, it is so inundated with men. How do we find a woman who can speak to our gear? So a little over a year ago, Title IX partnered up with Caraway and Co., which is a woman-owned sales rep agency. We partnered with Dana Caraway, and we launched the first of its kind Trailblaze Her program. So together with Dana, we hired a sales rep who was previously not working, and she was trained up through Caraway and Co. to be a sales rep for three of our movers and makers who underwent a rigorous application process. Those three women have had almost a full year now of sales representation directly through Caraway and Co. and Title IX. So it is a um, what is the word I'm trying to think of? We help offset the cost to make it more accessible for them because that's another big issue, right? Is it's really expensive to have sales representation. So our initial launch was with Wild Rye, Alpine Fit, and Stream to Sea. We have had that sales rep go to multiple trade shows, go door to door. She's calling, she's emailing, she is constantly helping them get in new doors, which helps increase their representation through the industry. And our hope and goal is that this program will be so successful that in just a few months from now, we will onboard a second cohort of women-owned businesses that will get to take part in the same program.
That is so cool. That is such a amazing opportunity. And also,
Mhm.
I love how you just distilled one of the biggest challenges for business. I mean, there's so many challenges
So many.
for small women-owned, especially apparel, outdoor fitness
Yeah.
brands that are
Yeah,
direct to consumer as it is. I mean, me and you could rattle off probably 100 challenges they have, but
absolutely.
I love that, kind of through your data and your findings that was that, and through probably a lot of interviews and working
Hmm.
with these women that was a huge takeaway. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I work in the space, and I'm like, I'm not sure that I even realized how hard that was.
No, and I would not have either if it hadn't been for our movers and makers bringing it up. So it started a couple of years ago at Pitch Fest. I want to say maybe 2022, when this topic started emerging regularly. And that's the case regularly, right? Is things will be repeatedly pain points for these women-owned businesses. And so first we had a workshop. We had a workshop at Pitch Fest where we talked about sales reps and how to work with sales reps and how to find them and how to connect. And that wasn't quite enough, right? And so we started to noodle, and I got to give credit to Missy here too, right? None of this would be possible without Missy's buy-in. And she said, "Hey, we work with Caraway and Co. We love Dana and her team. They are addies in the industry. They are so experienced. Let's try this." And what I'm really stoked about is it has been successful, but I can see how this can grow outside of sales reps. What about if we connect women with financial advisors? What about if we connect women with PR partners? What about if we build Trailblaze Her PR edition, right? And we pay and help kind of offset that cost a little bit so that these women-owned businesses can go out and get PR opportunities. That's going to be hugely impactful for their brands and something that they maybe otherwise would not have been able to afford at this stage of their business. But how can they even grow their business if they don't at this stage have
Mhm.
that PR or sales rep access?
I
It's
love
pretty
that.
rad.
It's
I'm
so
not
cool.
gonna lie.
It's such
It's
a
probably
cool.
one of the things I'm most proud of.
I love that. I love that. And it's so cool to hear that it's growing and it's going to be a continuing initiative for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so uh Dreamers and Doers, Pitch Fest, that's a big part of your job, but you also manage affiliates, content creators, ambassadors. Tell me a little bit about that. That's an interesting
Yeah.
space. I want to hear um, I want to hear more. Let's start with like the difference between those because right,
Mhm.
we all kind of like lump them together. We're like content
Yes.
creator, ambassador,
Yes.
influencer,
Yes.
affiliate partner. They're all kind of the same, but they're actually really
They're
different. So I'm
so different.
curious how you define them internally, and
Mhm.
then your different like initiatives for working with each of those buckets of people.
Yeah. Perfect. I was just talking about this with my manager, so it's fresh on mind. I do have to call out my partner, Pauline. She actually manages the day-to-day of our affiliates program. So she and I work really closely together. She owns our paid digital channels as well as our affiliate program. So with our affiliates in there, we are doing a lot of different partnerships. We have podcast tests, we have Connect TV. So those are kind of ads, right? You might see them pop up kind of in a commercial type of style. It might be a campaign video we created that shows up on your Netflix mid show, right? And it pops up as a commercial. If you then head to Title IX on your phone, the magical world of technology knows that you saw this ad, that you were served this ad on your TV, and it then allocates whatever activity you have on our site has been driven through that affiliate partner. We also have affiliates who are blogs or listicles, right? When you see that top 10 hiking pants for women and Title IX is number one, obviously, that link might be a commissionable link that is, anybody who clicks on it, they're getting 10 cents every time it's clicked. Or maybe it's even sometimes it's an individual person. So you might have a blog for runners and we give you an affiliate link and you put it in there and you say, buy the best sports bra from Title IX, click this link. That link will drive you to Title IX, but it lets us know, hey, I found that through Becca. And when that sale is made, you're going to get a little cha-ching in your pocket. So that's the affiliate side of things. I'm not going to lie, affiliate world is confusing. And that's partially why I don't own that part. But the content creator side, so you're spot on at Title IX. We have our influencer program, which we generally will just call content creator, and our ambassador program. They are real women out in the world living their lives. So I'll start with the ambassadors. These women might not even be on social media. The goal of our ambassador program for us is word of mouth, is brand awareness, is loyalty. So these women are true T9 faithfuls. Maybe they've been shoppers for over 30 years. Maybe they are the person who always leaves that 5-star review, or she's always the first to go tell her girlfriends that she just got the best hiking pants ever. So for that one, it's a little bit less about the content. We're not necessarily looking for her to hashtag us on Instagram or make a reel on her TikTok, but we know that she's going to the PTA meeting and that all of her close friends want to know what she's wearing. Because, I mean, any women listening, I can't speak for the men, but we've all been influenced by our girlfriends, right? How are we going to know what sports bra is best for running a marathon if we don't ask our other marathon running friends what sports bras works for them? Hopefully they got theirs at Title IX. So with our ambassador program, we have actually over 200 women who have signed up to that program. We create campaigns, we send them products, so we gift them gear for free, which is awesome. I mean, free gear, amazing. Yes, please. And then we just ask them to go and tell their friends. If they have a social media, yeah, post, give us a tag, make a little cute selfie, post a little video. Obviously, not going to say no to that. But really, there, what we're looking for is folks to just hear more about Title IX from their trusted advisor, their best girlfriend, their mom, their sister, whoever that is. So that program actually just launched in January. So we're
Oh, wow.
not even 2 months in, and we already have 200 women, and we are seeing them have so much fun. It is so fulfilling. Again, like one woman has 11 followers. It's not about you being Insta famous. It's just about you saying, I just found this pair of pants that finally works for my petite frame or actually has place for my hips because I'm a woman. Like, thank you, Title IX. So that's our ambassador program. It's super
Hold
fun.
on,
If
can
you
we
want to
pause
join
right
it,
there? I
you
have a
can.
question on ambassador program. How do you manage 200 ambassadors? Do you have like a CRM that you're manage them and kind of tracks that? Do you keep touch with
Yes.
them? Do you guys like meet like once a quarter?
Great questions. A little bit of each. And I have to also shout out my colleague Brooke. I have a direct report now. She has been here about 6 months, so this is still new for me to be get to manage someone and have some help as we scale, which is really exciting. So we did some digging, met with a couple different potential partners, and landed on Popfly. So that is where our ambassador program is set up. We were really stoked to find Popfly because they are also relatively new and they're really excited to innovate, as are we. So in general, like when we can, we want to help other people also learn and grow. I always say that to our content creators too. Like, if you want to learn, if you want to try something new, use us as your test bunny, as your guinea pig. Like, we are down to be the folks who try something new. What we love about Popfly is that they have a filter, or a tab rather, that's where you can list your adventures, any upcoming adventures you have. And then we can go in and see, ooh, she's going on a climbing trip to Moab. Let's hit her up and say, have an amazing time, first of all, but also, do you want to wear some of our climber pants while you climb? Because we know they'd be great. Or maybe she's, hey, I am training for a half marathon. Good for you, honey. No better you than me. Here are some sports bras that we think would help you really hit your goals, hit that PR, have a great time. And so we can jump into their adventures anytime we want. The other thing I'm really excited about with Popfly is that you can filter by location. So a big part of our goals for this ambassador program are to increase our in-person presence through hike clubs, run clubs, mom meetups, wine nights, whatever you can dream up. We want to host it at our retail stores. And so I can go and I can go on Popfly and say, okay, we have 200 incredible women who are community minded. Let's see who's in Seattle. And then I can narrow it down and I say, wow, we've got 20 women in Seattle. Let's shoot them a message and say, hey, let's do something together next Friday. We'll keep the store open an hour late and do a bra fitting, and we'll go play beach volleyball to test out the bras. Whatever we can dream up, we can do. So that is the only way that we're able to stay afloat with this ambassador program. I could not individually message 200 women every day. That is not the case for our influencer program. I do message that all those women every day.
So cool. I love the Popfly shout out. We also use Popfly for, yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
And yeah, we use Popfly to find content creators. So
Yeah, it's been
it's a
great.
it's a great platform.
Yeah.
I love how when we got onboarded, it was the founder who jumped on the
Yep.
sales call.
Taylor was right there with us. I
Taylor.
love that
I was
too.
like,
He was
and I
so
was like,
sweet.
you guys, and I was like, Taylor, I feel like you guys need to like market better. Like I'm your ideal customer, and I just heard of
Mhm.
you through the grapevine, and it
Yeah.
just seems like it's word of mouth. So they're
Well,
crushing
maybe
it.
that's working then, because I heard
It's
about them through word of mouth too.
totally,
So
totally.
whatever they're doing is working. And I actually will say, to Taylor's credit, like having the founder come on the call and just make it feel like it is really important to have your partnership. We didn't feel all the same ways with other platforms that we talked to. So
Yeah. Well, that's so
we are
cool.
very intentional about our
Big shout out
partners.
to Popfly.
Yes.
Also big Popfly fan. So that was like,
I love
now
that.
I'm sure that like people are going to be listening to the podcast and they'll be like, why
Come
haven't
on,
I heard
go.
of this thing? And
Yeah,
it's
go
like,
join our programs.
yeah, yeah, it's so cool. Yeah. Anybody listening who is a content creator or wants to work with brands,
Yeah,
check out Popfly. You
check
can
out
sign up.
Popfly.
Yeah, you can sign up and set up a profile, set up your Instagram account, set up some sample pieces of work, talk about adventures that you're going on, and connect with brands in like a really easy, streamlined way. It's super
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, we're
Um,
having a lot of fun.
so cool. Okay, wait. So, influencers, you have personal connections with all the influencers.
Yes, that is how I like it. So for our influencer program, we have almost 30 women now that I work with directly. We like it that way. A lot of them have, maybe a agency that they work with, but I always say, hey, can we hop on a call and just meet face to face first? Because what we're looking to build are really intentional long-term partnerships. We're not in the business of just random one-offs with people that don't align with our mission. Being a mission-driven company in such a niche space, once you find the women who want to rep women owned, who want to increase access for women in the outdoors, and who want great quality gear, there's a lot of them out there, and it's a little overwhelming sometimes how many people want to join our programs. I've had to be thoughtful to myself of what my realistic capabilities are and my bandwidth as one person, but I've just found that it's so much more fun when you get to know who they really are, learn their kids' names, what activities they like to do, what they do for work. And I have heard from them, so I think this is true when I say back that they appreciate that too. A lot of them are creators for other brands where they're just getting a brief uploaded into a Google Drive and a tag saying, hey, do this, right? I'm shooting them a note and I'm saying, hey girl, how was your trip? I hope you're doing well. How's the dog? I know the dog's name in this case. And, we are coming up on our Clamber campaign. I know we talked about how much you love to hike or backpack, or you're super stoked to go on that trip that's coming up. I think this would be a great product for this reason. And then another thing I think that sets us apart is it's always an option for them. I do not want to force anybody to create content or wear something that they're not comfortable with or that doesn't feel organic to them. So in our content creator program, we are asking them to post on their own feeds, but we also are looking to gather UGC that we can post on our channels. We're looking for content that we can elevate as a paid ad. So sometimes I'll, just kind of say candidly, like, if you don't want to rock a dress on your Instagram, or you're not super comfortable just being in a bikini, then just like don't, right? Like, don't do anything you're not comfortable with. I'm just here to outfit you for whatever your outdoor adventure is. So if she comes to me and she says, I am a shorts girl through and through, I don't wear pants, I'm not going to put her in a pants campaign, but we've got some amazing shorts for her to rock. So I have really learned so much from these women. They are so cool. Like, I honestly consider every single one of them my friends, and I could name all of them. I could name their dogs. I could tell you their Insta handles and how many followers they have. Okay, sorry, I'm bragging a little bit, but they're so cool. And like, we chat on my private Instagram too, because we've just become friends. And then another really neat part about joining the Title IX community is it's all encompassing, right? So these women aren't just faces on social media. If they want to do a retail event, have our store use it for your space. If you want to do a girls meetup, I just told one of our influencers she could have her birthday party at our store. I'm like, why not? Right? Like, why limit it? We've invited them to Pitch Fest. They're welcome to come and join our community of female founders. Some of them are also small business owners, or maybe they have a podcast, or maybe they're looking to get more connected to the outdoor industry. Well, guess what? I've got those connections too. And kind of like before, where we are not keeping our special sauce secret, I want to share those brands with them. So especially if they come to me and say, I'm looking for more women-owned brands to partner with, girl, I've got a lot for you. So just this morning, I met with a new influencer for us. We'll be onboarding her right after this call. And she hit the nail on the head. I said, what makes you passionate about the outdoors and moving your body? And she said, I just want more women to know that they can get outside, and I want to help them know that they can remove those barriers. And I was like, mic drop, girl. Like, that, we are one and the same. Our goals are the same. Just want to help more women get outside. So that was a really rad conversation. I would say most of the time, the women that I meet with the synergy is there, and the conversation just flows. And my coworkers say, please go meet somewhere else because you're really loud on all of your calls.
I think that's so cool. Like, you know what they say? It was like, never meet your heroes in person, and kind of like you were saying, like idolizing these women, but then also like, no, like they're actually really cool to begin with. And then they've been able to figure out how to show up authentically online, build a following, which I think is such an underrated skill. I think it gets like almost like a poked fun at, like,
it does.
Oh, you're an influencer.
You're just an
like,
influencer.
Have you
it's
actually
so much
tried
work
to grow your following? Yeah, it's so much work.
And I think what makes the folks who are successful are just themselves, right? And that's where I think that our program really shines, is that we allow them to be themselves. Like I said, like, I actually don't want them to fake it, right? I want them to go, like, one of the gals who just sent one of my favorite videos, she's just like picking her foot up in the airport, and she's strutting on the catwalk, and she's just having fun. And it is so clear in the content that she doesn't feel forced, that she's not filming for an ad.
If I did something like that, it'd be cringe.
But maybe that maybe isn't just you, right? So your thing would be different. Like, it might be me. Like, this woman and I have very similar personalities, which is thankfully not the case for everybody, but you would find your own unique thing, right? And it's finding that niche, it's finding your unique voice and just staying true to it, that I think is really what sets the great creators apart.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this conversation, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future episodes.